So how the hell are all you motherfuckers?
Was wrong, you know.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's
anything
has to do that. Like you have to kind of like whenever you do, like you have to kind of try to outdo yourself whenever you're putting out work. Like, I mean, look at Matt Wagner. Like if you look at Grendel #1, and then you look at Grendel, like the series when he changed it over to a chick, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude! Like the difference in the world building, the story, everything was insanely different. Like it was
those
crazy.
Canvas covers that he started doing later on in the series. You know, it was set in the future, and there was like a vampire pope and all this shit, right?
Yeah, when he
the covers were all like canvases.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. Like he started out as an anime artist, you know, like American anime type of thing. Well, I don't know if you call it American
As
anime.
an
Like it was early. No, like he was doing that manga type of style. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, okay.
But he moved away from that and kind of went to his like a more painted style with like when he did Grendel Warchild, you know, and dude, it was fucking amazing, dude. Like that was in. Like I'm talking about the backup story that appeared in all the Grendel limited series.
Yeah, man. You know? And you know what? He's still killing it. Like his Batman comics. I can't remember the last time he did one, but he did.
1 sec. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
But he did at least, I think, like 2 limited series that like Batman stories, and they're freaking awesome. I mean, I like him he's somebody that's equally as strong as a writer as he is an artist. But I always think his shit's the best when he's doing both jobs.
This is perfect for me to actually show this off.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, man.
This is the art of Grendel, the art of Matt Wagner.
Such a fan of his. Such a fan.
When I seen this, I was like, he's got an art book out? I was like, no fucking way, dude.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at this. I mean, it's kind of damaged because I got it from a used bookstore.
That's okay.
But I got it because I'm a huge Matt Wagner fan, right?
Yeah, me too.
And oh god, it's really damaged. I didn't realize it was that damaged.
Well, there's like 20 pages.
No, it's coming apart a little bit, like you see.
Right the binding. Yeah. Gotcha.
And it looks like it was somebody had. Well, no, they never spilt anything. I don't know what happened. Like that's weird. But
I misused bookstores.
So yeah, this is from the original Grendel series right here, right? And I don't know if you can see that very. Let me put it on.
Blow that shit up, son.
There it is. You see how primitive that is? You know, that's from Grendel #1, and this is
right.
You see how he was trying to go in for like a manga type of look to it.
Yeah.
And
kind of like Che O'Barr was with the Crow.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I think James O'Barr was way more developed when he put out his stuff. And this is Grendel now. This is Matt Wagner now, the shit that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so much different. It's so
Devil by the Deed is like a classic.
Yeah, well, this is from Devil by the Deed right here, too.
I recognize
but this is colored. Like, I don't know, like, it was never colored. It was,
how
primitive
that is, though, dude. The panel arrangements, the way each page is done almost like a stained glass window.
Yeah.
Like the composition is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, he did some crazy shit, dude.
Shit.
But it, like, his
it works.
His work started developing rapidly. Like, when he stopped illustrating, and then when he came back to illustrating it, right? Like, look at this. Like, this is, I think this is color pencil that he used in here with a little bit of paint. I need this figure, by the way. If anybody knows where this figure is located at, just please.
I just saw it.
That's got to be a custom, right?
I just saw it on eBay.
No, this isn't a custom. This was sold along with
dude. I just said it.
Figure.
I have it right here. It's on eBay for $24.20 with $17.20 shipping to United States, so probably cheaper for you. You want me to send you the link?
I got to check that out. And look, the Grendel statue and all that. But I don't care about any of this
Hold
shit.
on.
This is
Let
what
me
I care
see.
about right here.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Fuck you, Sim, because no, I thought you had the book, so I retract that.
No, I'm talking about the toy for.
No, he's talking about the toy.
Yeah, no, I mean that. Yeah, because didn't it come with the book? I'm guessing.
No, I got it right here.
No, it didn't. It didn't come with a book.
It's in the private chat, buddy.
But yeah, I'm a huge Matt Wagner fan too, Lord Nemesis.
Oh man,
dude, I'm telling you, like, and
that one's still in the package for $28.85, dude.
I'm gonna have to check that out, dude. Like seriously, I
dude,
might have to get
$35.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to hold back on buying shit at the moment, but I might have to get that. Yeah.
I am too. And now
I'm checking for that art book.
This is him now. This is Matt Wagner
actually.
now, like just black and white and everything. Like, look at this, dude. That's fucking insane, son.
Yeah.
Like he did the new Grendel Odyssey, the Devil's Odyssey. You know, that's out right now. It's not finished. Like it's on issue 5.
Oh,
dude,
really?
That shit is fuck. It's like Matt Wagner is known to be a huge heavy metal fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
not surprised.
He was like, this whole series is my ode to old school heavy metal, right?
I gotta have that. I
got all the issues that are out currently. You know,
which one's that one?
How many?
The Devil's Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
It's up to 5 issues. They got 5 issues available now.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. I'll wait for the TPB, but man, that's freaking
dude.
The guy's a visionary.
I'm with you, but his son is doing the coloring, you know, kind of like what Sim was saying. Like he's got his daughter doing some of the work on Matt first. But hold on, wait, let me fix my camera real quick. There we go. But yeah, like dude, like in fact, this is really the first time I got to look through this book. Like I flipped through it quickly after I got it, and then I had to throw it on the side because I had jobs I had to get out. Yeah. But dude, this is like just looking at his work, how he came from where he came from to where he's at now. Yeah. It's like never judge yourself on where you're at. You know, as long as you don't get cocky and you're like, I know everything, you'll get to this stage right here eventually. And here's another thing too, I have to say about Matt Wagner's work, and this is a problem I ran into, is you can like Dale Cohen or Matt Wagner, but don't try to be Dale Cohen or Matt Wagner. Try to build your style and make your style, you know, the best it can possibly be. Yeah, borrow techniques, but don't try to like draw exactly like Dale Cohen or Matt Wagner, because it's not going to work out, dude.
Because there's also already a Dale Keown. There's already a Matt Wagner.
Exactly.
Like when I started Six Gun, part of me was thinking, oh, maybe I should make this like Garth Ennis and have him like ripping guys' arms off and sticking them up their asses. And I was like, well, Garth Ennis can do Garth Ennis. Only I can do me. Well, you know, however that's received, you know, at least, even if it's rejected, even if people hate it, it'll still be me. You know, I could still say that you know, I wasn't trying to do it as another writer.
Well, here's another thing.
Have the same attitude
I like about Matt Wagner's work too.
Yeah,
is he has a sense of, like, whenever he does any type, like I've never seen him as being the greatest artist as far as like anatomy or even paint technique, right?
Right.
But his layout skills are like second to none, dude. Like, look at this. Like,
yes, like yup.
But this follows all the rules. Like, and it breaks a few too. Like this window and this whole panel is like an arrow pointing straight to the figure in the middle.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
And
I always loved his style.
Dude, and it creates a real sense of
you know who else it reminds me of? Remember Eduardo Risso?
Oh yeah.
Eduardo Risso always reminded me of Matt Wagner.
Dude, you got to send me that name because I haven't.
That name's familiar.
Eduardo Risso is the one that did 100 Bullets.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
That out, dude.
Oh, that guy mastered the black on white. I
want to point this out too. Like, he's using the bare minimum of colors when he did this Batman cover. You know?
Yeah.
In fact, this whole background, it looks like he just did a solid like teal and then went back and airbrushed some grays in it, or blacks, and faded it down.
Mad crazy skills.
But then he just went with a white, and it almost looks like glass, like Grendel's glove right here, and his fangs. They call them the Devil's Fangs.
Dude, what's this book called again?
It's the art of Matt Wagner.
Oh, that's simple.
Yeah, and dude, I got this. I stole. Well, not really. I guess I never stole a book, like because it is damaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got it for I got it for $10, I think, or something.
Oh no, dude, that's great.
Yeah.
You could actually pull pages out of that and frame them and put them up on the wall.
There's no way that's ever gonna happen.
I found a copy of it for like 35 US.
I never went on eBay to get it, Sam. I went to Google and I typed in.
But I'm looking for it to buy it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I went to Google and I typed it in Google. I was like the Art of Matt Wagner, and it brought me. And then I went to Google Shopping, right? And it brought me to a used bookstore that sold it. You know, I think it was Bilbo or something like that, and they had a copy. But yeah, dude, look at this scene from the Batman Grendel crossover, dude. Like, look at that. This is what trips me out. You see all this shit in the background? Yeah. This is supposed to be an Egyptian like display, and look, he's got all these. Dude, it is nuts. Like it's all this attention to detail and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh, dude, his Batman shit is always amazing. Mr. X.
And he was never a guy who's ashamed to put sex into his books either, especially Grendel.
No, and he always did it really well. And I think that like as a writer, if somebody were to ask me, what's like this kind of scene you'd least like to write? Like, what do you would find the most intimidating? For me, it would be a good sex scene.
Well, you gotta have sex, Brian, to go ahead and explain.
I think of like the fuck scenes I've seen in movies, where they're like knocking furniture over and shit. I'm like, who fucks like that? Makes no sense at all.
He almost had me spit my coffee all over his fucking books.
They're all, can't wait to get at each other. Like, who
sex like that?
Who fucks like that?
On Pornhub, they fuck like dude, look at this. This is great, dude. Look at that.
Yeah. That's like
that is fucking crazy, dude. Look at that.
You know what that is? That's some fucking straight up like Bruce Timm via what's his face? Max Fleischer.
Yeah. Dude. But like
Max Fleischer via Bruce
look what's happening here. Like here's your boy running, the shadow of Grendel, and the fangs are coming out of the shadow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder how much his paintings go for. Like I'm gonna have to
you know who has
there's no way I'd ever be able to afford any of that shit, by the way. I'm just saying, like,
dude. Well, hey, one of these days maybe you can do like an art swap with him.
Yes, yeah, totally, right? Like,
seriously, dude. Seriously,
that's a Matt Wagner painting right there, son. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not the greatest painter, but it's just his design and his
composition.
And and he's really comfortable with movement. Like it doesn't look stiff.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's actually like there's some truth in how loosely she's holding that weapon, because in Japanese swordsmanship, you keep a loose grip on the hilt of your sword.
You gotta be water
or your weapon.
You must be water,
and you like basically close your hands around the hilt as you're bringing the weapon down, and you kind of make a motion where like you're wringing a towel.
I honestly think Grendel, this volume 2 of Grendel, actually put the Panda Brothers on the map, dude. Yeah, because that was some serious shit they did in those issues.
Great. I mean, like in our scene, we've mostly got 90s people. I'm an 80s guy. Like that explosion, of the indie comics explosion from like the 80s was just was produced so much cool shit.
Yeah, it was, dude. Well, this is a combination of Matt Wagner and the Panda Brothers. On that one, dude. Yeah, look, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
this is a page. I think. Wait, this is a cover. This is cover issue 2, I think, of Grendel volume 2. Yeah, I think so, because this, like, Comico used to do these crazy wraparound covers, right?
Right. Yeah, they sure did.
I'm almost positive this was 2. Like they had the Comico thing up here, like the dress, and but look at this shit, dude. Like they got people in the windows back here, like partying.
I know. And
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like everybody's got something going on. Like there's nothing. There's no real wasted space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy good.
Yeah.
People freak out about it. Like modern artists, like, oh yeah, they're so good. They do this fucking no, dude. This was done with no computers. This was this is all hand done.
Somebody did this by hand.
Yeah, and fucking Matt Wagner's such a good. He's got a total understanding about light and shadow. You know, whenever he's doing his painted work. You know?
And also, I gotta say, a damn fine writer. Yeah. I loved his the Zorro series really good. That he wrote. Yeah.
Well, he did a Grendel the Shadow crossover. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Oh.
Yeah, and because he's a huge Shadow fan, like he loves the Shadow, right?
Yeah, and it shows.
Yeah, dude, and it's sick, dude. Look at this, dude. This is badass. God damn.
Yeah, incredible.
But he used a lot of airbrush. I'm looking at that now, like I can see it. Like,
yeah, it looks a little Corbinish.
Yeah, he never really. Well, he's from the. I don't know if he's from that era or is it a little bit past that era. I don't know.
No, he's kind of from that era.
Yeah, because you can look on here, you can see 80s. Like he airbrushed, like he did a flat color in the background, then airbrushed his blacks in, did his whole illustration, and then airbrushed white over it to give it that mist to fade it into you know, and then painted over it with the mannequin right here. You know, that's some sick shit.
Marionette, dude. Yeah. No, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful work.
Yeah. Fucking, I tried to get Matt Wagner on the show. Actually, I sent him a message. He wouldn't reply to me. Like he was like, "Nah, dude." He was like, "Get out of here, peasant."
Dude, you know people like him are getting
I didn't know they had this
all the time.
An action figure from Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
It says it was made in 2001. But Graffiti Designs released a Christine Spar action figure based on Matt Wagner's model sheet.
Or nice. Right now you have the link to Hunter Rose from 1998.
Dude, I might have to get that Hunter Rose. Like that.
It's right. The link is right there. There's only one for 35, but 28.85 from 1998.
Dude, look how you used the shadows in here. That's fucking sick, son. My boy Matt Wagner.
Oh, he also did the Shadow Year One. I didn't know that they did a year one for the Shadow.
Back then, I think they had like Matt Wagner could produce like a shitty book, you know, but like he did this one. It wasn't Ichabod. I mean, not Ichabod. I can't remember his name, but he did like after Christine Spar died, right? In Grendel Volume 2, and that's another thing I like about Matt Wagner. Like he's not afraid to let go of his characters, you know, like once they serve their purpose, he kills them off. And that's
he ices,
that's one thing I love about indie books, right? Is that it's not like they're continuously being put through the meat grounder, like like corporate characters like Thor, Batman, you know, Captain America, and all these characters. And but so after Christine Spar died, her boyfriend at the time, he decided to become a Grendel, right? Like, and the way he describes Grendel isn't like, you can't really decide to be Grendel. You know what I'm saying? Grendel has to kind of, you have to actually be possessed by the spirit of Grendel or something like that.
It has to choose whatever.
It's insinuated. But he never really clarifies that. Like it's always insinuated that's and so they never really counted him as being a real Grendel. He was just a guy in a Grendel mask, you know?
Right.
And but that whole like run, like his story arc was the worst story arc to me anyway. It was the worst story arc ever. There was no vampires. It was seriously like boring shit. But
which one was that? I don't think I read that one.
It was in Volume 2. And I think it was issues 20 through. It was in the 20s to issue 32 or something like that.
I think I must have missed those.
Yeah, and then it's easy to miss it, dude. You know, but so this character, it was a shitty story arc, but the thing I love about Matt Wagner is he doesn't think small, right? He thinks big picture.
Yeah, he
so
does. Long game.
That story arc, it doesn't matter if it was bad because it led to the next story arc and it added to the history of Grendel, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing I love about Matt Wagner's characters is that, but here it is right here where he takes on the Grendel mask, you know, and he goes out and then gets himself killed. But another thing too is that part of that story arc is the detective that shot him. He plays a major role later on, you know, so it was all about introducing that character. And it's almost like he didn't care if the book sold. He was like, fuck it. You know, true Grendel fans will latch on to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, you know who else is like that is the Hellboy guy.
Mike Mignola.
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 Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, it started with Frank Miller. You get these guys that are at the absolute peak of their talents. They're usually popular. They're getting pizzade. They can sit back and take their time and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Now, and if you like it, cool. If not, there's still going to sell a buttload of comics.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing though. Like after her boyfriend, like Christine Spar's boyfriend gets killed off, right? And I love this piece right here. This piece is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So after he gets killed off, they have a very short, like I think it's like 2 issues leading into the next story arc, which takes place in the far, like still in the future, but it has a huge take on Christianity, right?
Yes.
And
with the church and the vampires and all that shit. Yeah.
But it introduces one of my favorite Grendels, Epi Thatcher. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like when because Epi Thatcher, he's crazy. He's Deadpool before there was Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Like
a character that's like whose mind isn't cracked, it's shattered.
Yeah, it's completely shattered, right? And the thing is that the vampire that killed Christine Spar is now the preacher in the future. Like he's the televangelist,
like a pope or something, I think.
Yeah,
right,
dude. And the detective that killed Christine Spar's boyfriend, I'm probably giving this all away. Like that's the vampire right there, right? This holy preacher. And the only way they knew who he was, the only way you knew who he was because he had a robotic arm, like a hand, I think. And and it's crazy, dude. But that's what I'm saying. Like he thinks long term, like it's not this short term bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
And he so anyway, the detective. This is a look into the mind of Epi Thatcher. The dude. Oh, that's another thing too. Like there was a drug called Grendel too, right? And the drug.
That's right.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Man.
Like
I haven't read these. Like, dude, I haven't read these. I think like
I'm,
in like
I'm
20,
slowly remembering this while we're talking about it. But
right.
Quick question: Is the Grendel Tales omnibus collecting all those stories?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Grendel Tales was the reprint of all this shit, kind of like Marvel Tales, where it was all Spider-Man.
So you know what I'm doing right now, right?
You searching for it?
Yeah, of course.
I'm shopping. I'm doing what we keep giving shit to Chris. I'm shopping.
well, Epi Thatcher, like he was fucking taking way too much Grendel. You know what I'm saying? Like way too much.
Yeah.
He was like your boy who did fucking Cerebrus, you know, he just did he was doing way too much acid and he had to be hospitalized because, you know.
Well, he has some schizophrenia issues too, it looks like.
Well, apparently, and acid totally helps that out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yup. Bingo.
So, so Epi Thatcher, was this his mind was fucking baked, fried, and served up on a fucking platter, dude. It was gone, right?
Yeah.
And this is all shit he was hallucinating, you know, in between, like fucking tormenting the fuck out of this vampire televangelist.
And you really want to, and the thing is you know, it's a very peculiar hero because he's not exactly a hero, but he's fucking up the people that you want to see fucked up.
He's Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the modern Deadpool right there. You know?
Right.
But even Epi Thatcher isn't immune from being destroyed, you know, in the Grendel universe. And I love this one too, dude. Sean K. Snyder. I've never heard of. Oh, Jay. Wait. from John K. Snyder, 1995.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that shit is fucking awesome, dude.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Do they have any of the canvas covers in there? Because those are what I remember most from that run.
They should. I don't know if that's the thing, though. I don't know if Matt Wagner actually did his stuff on canvas. I thought he painted all on illustration boards.
He would, dude, on some of those covers, he would put shit like old springs and stuff, and you could see big glops of paint. Like, I don't know if have you ever seen like a Van Gogh in real life? They're like 3D.
I'm about to find out.
They're 3D.
Yeah.
Like he glopped so much paint on the canvas that they're literally like coming out at you.
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing with his covers, with his canvas cover.
This is the detective that killed Christine Sparr's boyfriend. Well, the televangelist turned him into a vampire, you know?
Yep. Like a half metal head.
Yeah, but this guy, he like that's another thing too. Like Grendel, the Grendel universe, there's no character wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like every one of them is used, and I think he eventually kills Epi Thatcher. You know?
Yeah, and I think you're right. I remember correctly.
But not before he torments the fuck out of this preacher, dude. Like fucking. This is so awesome, dude.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking, I love it. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought that was that looked like the Kingdom Come guy. It's not though. It's not him.
Oh, Alex Ross. Yeah. It kind of does, doesn't it?
Check that out.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If I'm on eBay, I have like a Matt Wagner Grendel Tales Omnibus 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
In my thing, and the price is charging me in Canadian money, $66.66
for both. Like,
yeah.
Is that good or is that bad?
Plus 50. Yeah, but it's just, dude, 66.66.
That's awesome. 666.
Yeah.
That's very metal.
This all leads into my all-time favorite Grendel, right? Grendel Warchild, you know? And here's the thing, like before, like there was any like PC culture or anything like that, like any type of woke culture.
Yeah.
Like Matt Wagner has huge sex scenes. They have things in there where, women are being abused. You know why he has that in there? Because that's what it's like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Grendel shows that
to disturb you.
Life isn't fucking a bowl of cherries. You know, it's a bowl of cherries that are packed with razor blades. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so here's the thing:
the world could be a very bad place.
When he did Grendel Warchild, he made it to where the Sovereign, fucking what is his name, dude? Oh God, hold on. I'm looking in the art.
You see, I stopped reading like before this came out. What year was this? Because didn't he take a break from Grendel for like a while and then he came back to it?
Well, what happened was he lost the rights. Like it went through Comico, and Comico, when Comico crashed, even though Comico, like everybody owned their own stuff with Comico, like you own your own IPs. When Comico went in the gutter, they brought everybody's IPs with them. So you had to get a lawyer and fight for your IPs through the bankruptcy court. You know what I'm saying?
Fucked up.
That was one of the pitfalls of teaming up with a publisher, you know, back then.
That sucks. But he obviously got it back.
He did. But in the meantime, while he was fighting for that, he was doing Mage, you know?
Yeah. I remember
well,
that book.
Anyway, so Grendel Warchild was created. Well, the Sovereign here created Grendel Warchild because he was like a futurist. He would see into the future and he'd be like, you know, this shit's not gonna last. It's gonna come down on us. We're gonna be fucked. And at this point, Grendel isn't a person. Grendel is a fucking. It's like society is Grendel. You know what I'm saying? Like they have different fractions of Grendel. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's interesting.
Now his wife got pregnant with his son, right? The heir, right? And she transferred the baby to him, and he carried the baby, like the heir, his heir himself, right? And he gave birth to his heir. You know, it's this crazy shit that Matt Wagner was trying to illustrate for the future of how things would be as far as genetics and shit like that. When men, they couldn't necessarily get pregnant, but they were kind of like seahorses, where seahorses would transfer the offspring to the male and the male will carry them to term.
Right.
And so anyway, so he did that. And once the heir was born, he had Grendel Warchild created to protect the heir to the throne, And I don't know how he got away with this, but he gave Grendel Warchild lightsabers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, lightsabers are like fucking laser swords. They had those in novels, space opera novels.
But dude, Grendel Warchild was the ultimate dude. That, in fact, the Devil's Odyssey is all about Grendel Warchild. You know what I'm saying? Like the end of civilization, and Grendel Warchild is the only thing that survived, right?
Dude, giving me a boner.
Funny fact, it was supposed to be laser sword, right? Or they tried many names, but because they existed before, that's why they had to do lightsaber.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think they have the rights to it because they had a movie that was released right before Star Wars that completely mocked Star Wars and actually stole a bunch of the tropes from Star Wars, including lightsabers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Star Crash?
I
love that movie. Yeah. That's based on the adventures. That's based on a comic book or a comic strip.
And Sim, you're gonna love
Adventures
this.
of Stella Star.
Yeah, those Bisley. Yeah,
Simon Bisley did most of the covers for Grendel Warchild. Like this is number one. Grendel Warchild.
Oh man, how did I never even hear of this?
Dude, yeah, Grendel Warchild number one was done. Like almost all the covers for Grendel Warchild was done by Simon Bisley. Yeah.
What year, dude? What year was this?
I think this was in the 90s. Yeah, 93. 93. This all just came out. Yeah. And
that's around the time. Yeah, I was like.
Now Simon Bisley didn't do the interiors, and neither did Matt Wagner. Okay, so the rough layouts and the pages were done by Pat McCohen. And dude, I really like this art that he did, and it's some of the shit. Like they had whole issues where it was just silent, with very few like dialogue lines, but the story was still incredible,
And to me, that is the mark of a true, great comic book writer.
Yeah,
is if you can just show, don't tell.
This is another thing too. Like in some of the 1 through 4 limited series, this is all in the 90s, by the way. Like none of this crosses into the 2000s. Like he had this super warrior Grendel, and she's a chick, right?
Yeah, but she looks like the Lobo's daughter.
Yeah.
Cool one.
Yeah. And like she's also a lesbian, you know what I'm saying? And she was banging
very heavy metal.
She was banging the prince's sister,
Good for her.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. But look at this, dude. Look at this. Like this was so indie. It was so cool and indie.
I know.
Like this is almost like Bernie Wrightson's type of this.
It is.
That reminds me.
I was thinking that too.
The guy from The Spirit there. What's his name?
Who is that? That's
Bill
Eisner.
Yeah. But dude, I got these books. I'm telling you, I treasure every. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is the backup story in those Grendel limited series that they put out back in the day, right back in the 90s. And this consisted of maybe a 2 or 3 page backup story in each one of the limited series, right? And then they collected it into a trade paperback. I got the trade paperback because some of those limited series it wasn't worth getting those 2 or 3 pages. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't that good. Yeah. So this is Matt Wagner saying, let me show you what I got. You know what I'm saying? Because he painted every page. You know what I'm saying? Like look at his color. This is him like pulling all the stops out, just fucking total color theory, fucking design, all that shit, dude. And
that's awesome.
He created a few characters like this Grendel right here and these sisters, right? And this dude's like a bad motherfucker. Like he's got a penis cup right there, like and
a cod piece.
Yeah, he's got a cod piece, and it opens up so you could pee, and shit like that.
Well, it makes sense, man. If if you're gonna be like a Street Fighter or something,
but they have one where that comes off, and he's just got this long schlong. Like, it's the ground, like it's crazy. But here's the sisters.
Den of Earth.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what he stole it from. With Den of Earth. But here's the sisters, and dude, like look at these painted pages. Like this is crazy, dude. And
Yeah, it's beautiful.
here's a scene that I love, and that's another thing too. Like whenever Matt Wagner does a story, oh, this is the prince all grown up, you know, and he's a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's in this white palace, and and this is Matt Wagner painted all this, dude. And I don't know, I know this looks simple, but from a painter's point of view, this shit is difficult as fuck to pull off, dude. You know,
I believe you.
And yeah, dude, like it goes crazier and crazier.
A virtuoso, man.
Now, one thing people don't know is that all of this leads up to the Batman Grendel Warchild crossover.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
No
because
shit.
when he disappears at the end of the series, he reappears
in
here.
Gotham.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know if he intended it to be that way, but it just fucking.
Or it could have just fallen into place, you know.
And this right here,
it does happen.
This is a Matt Wagner painting. Like this isn't an illustration. This is a painting. Like
nice.
It looks. At first, I was like, is that an illustration or is that
It's
did
got
he
kind of
just
like an
black line that motherfucker? No, dude. There's paint strokes, like brush strokes in
No
here.
shit.
Yeah, dude. It's nuts. And this is
like
the second issue right here. You know,
it's like him going back to like his Art Deco style from Devil by the Deed.
And this is a Grendel Warchild statue.
Nice.
Dude, if they ever did a Grendel, I'm gonna have to commission somebody to do me a custom Grendel Warchild piece.
That's
dude,
metal as fuck.
Dude, it's total. Like Matt Wagner he's a metalhead, dude. He's got to be. You know what I'm saying? To come up with shit like this.
Yeah.
Like this shit is nuts, dude.
Yeah. And and it's interesting because you look at like his influences. He obviously was starting out with sort of like a manga style.
Yeah.
And then at some point he discovered French comics.
Here's okay now.
Right?
Exactly. I completely
Yeah.
agree. But check this out. Besides Grendel Warchild, like that backup story that I just showed you, this was one of the most impressive, not just Grendel stories, but one of the most impressive indie comics I ever came across. It's called Grendel Tales, 4 Devils, 1 Hell, you know? And dude, they have some iconic fucking like dialogue in that fucking book, dude. Like it's they're trying to bring back, they found the skull of Hunter Rose, right? And they think Hunter Rose is going to be reborn into this kid, you know? And it's crazy, dude. Like, and Matt Wagner does some of the covers, but the whole book is painted by a painter that Matt Wagner picked. And that's his work right there. And this dude is fucking crazy good, dude.
What's the name of this again?
It's the book's actually written Christensen, and it's Grendel Tales, 4 Devils, 1 Hell. Yeah.
Okay, quick question for you. Here in volume 2 of the omnibus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It says that it collects Devil's Choice, Homecoming, Devil's Choice, the Devil May Care, and the Devil's Apprentice.
That's all the 1 through 4 series. I don't know if they're going to have the backups, the Grendel Warchild backup story, but
that's volume 2. I'm asking you volume 2 to know if I'm going to have everything if I buy volume 1 and volume 2.
Ah, fuck, dude. You know what? I haven't even seen those omnibus. Yeah, I haven't. I have no idea. Like, I'm an original issue guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you sure are, dude.
Tim, so that you know, like most of the time, you can find all the Grendel books in a dollar bin. And I'm not fucking around. Like they're so underappreciated. Like with the exception of the first appearance of Hunter Rose. That one, I got that one in a trade, and I think it's like a $400 or $500 book right now.
Oh my god!
I usually get, and it's signed by Matt Wagner.
Oh,
with a is that the one I got? Like Matt Wagner doodled a Grendel inside of one of
definitely
them.
Don't sell that.
I think that one, the one that
has a doodle in it.
Yeah,
I love when people do that.
That one was, I think that's my Grendel number 1. Like the Hunter. Here's the deal. The first appearance of Hunter Rose was in Comico Primer number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got that one signed by Matt Wagner.
Remember that?
And it's in perfect condition. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, and the first issue of Grendel Devil by the Deed was a 1 through 4 series about Hunter Rose, right? And at the end of that, on that third issue, he dies. He gets killed by the Ard Wolf, you know. And the thing about that, like Matt Wagner was like, I don't want to do a superhero book. I want to do an extremely evil motherfucker, ninja motherfucker, but I want him to be beautiful, you know, like a really pretty person, like he had, you know, like this
sort of looks
male,
like a crow,
you know. And he said, but the hero, I want the hero to be this grotesque Ard Wolf, right? And see how that would play out, you know. And that's what Hunter Rose was all about. Like Hunter Rose was always supposed to be a disposable character. Like the Grendel character was always supposed to be disposable. It was supposed to be a one and done type of deal.
Yeah.
But he kept going with the Grendel mythos after that, you know.
Yep.
And that's where all of this came from.
Right.
So yeah, like this is from what is this? Is this from Homecoming or is it from, I think Homecoming is this right here. No, that's the Devil's Choice. Okay. I don't know what you see, they had so many of these miniseries that were put out by Dark Horse.
Yeah.
That I honestly have no idea, dude.
Can't keep track of that shit, right?
Yeah,
but you know
read
what?
them, but
Thanks for busting this book out, because you know what? This is definitely
dude. If we're gonna talk Matt Wagner, we're gonna talk Matt Wagner. This is the last issue of Four Devils, One Hell. That's the cover to the last issue of Four Devils, One Hell, and that's the skull of Hunter Rose. You know,
interesting.
Well, you see, that's the thing. The first trade, the first omnibus. Says it starts with the first Grendel tells short story from Grendel number 40. It collects devil worship. Then it collects the Four Devils, One Hell.
Yeah.
Devil's Hammer, the Devils in Our Midst, and Devil's Death. So
okay, so the omnibus only collects the limited series that were put out by Dark Horse. It doesn't collect like the original comical version, like you know, issues and the Christine Spar, you know. But like I said, dude, with the exception of the Comico Primer and the Hunter Rose Devil by the Deed, 1 through 4, all those other issues, you could probably get, dude, you could probably buy the whole lot for like $100. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I mean, like they're in the dollar bin. Nobody cares about these issues.
That's the thing is, me, I'm the type of I'd rather have the trade paperback or collected edition in my library next to my desk that I can just pick.
I'm with you, but I don't think they're that appreciated. Where people were even like, they were like, oh, we got to collect this into a trade paperback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm checking those two omnibus. They look tempting.
Yeah. No, do it, dude. Let me know what if they got any extra content, because if they do, I'll probably get it. You know?
I gotta see where I'm like. When am I getting my Indiegogo disbursement? Most of that's going to you, by the way, Preston.
That's right. All of it is mine. You know, you have to get those books printed, though, right?
Paid.
You know, you got to pay to have those printed, though, right?
Yeah.
Before you start paying people out.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
yeah, this is a gallery, dude.
I gotta pay you. I gotta send you something because so far, up until now, I've been paying Preston in like old comic books and action figures and shit.
Dude, check this out: a Frank Miller Grendel, Christine Grendel. Yeah, that's when Frank Miller was decent. Yeah.
Oh man, Frank Miller was the GOAT.
Paul Pope, P. Craig Russell.
Nice. Oh wow. But you want to talk about artists that really grew?
Eric Powell, dude. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
the Goon guy.
Yeah, dude. Look at that. That's fucking badass. That's a Grendel by Eric Powell.
I was looking at it right now. Like,
oh, Travis Claris. Get the fuck out of here.
I want to buy them so bad, but I'm going to wait a bit because, dude, I just ordered the Full Circle 2 by Bisley.
Yeah. Dude, Sim, if I got extras, I probably don't. I'll look and see if I got any extras, and I'll send them to you. You know, but yeah, dude. I know I got 2 issues of and I always keep 2 issues of the first issue of any series that I collect within reason. Like, of course, I can't afford 2 issues of Grendel.
Because you fucking sold me out. I want that shit.
Yeah, yeah. No,
It's in the,
as soon as we get off the air, I'm going and busting open some long boxes
I might have to
and
glue this back.
and looking for the ones that I have.